Thanks again for joining Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Well, as you know, the show is here to basically educate and to teach people about things we don't normally see on the news because, as you know, the news is always filtered. So, today I'm going to cover a topic on they're trying to give prisoners less time. This is funny. They're trying to give them less time for their organs. These people are funny. Check this out. 1 second, let me cue my audio. 1 sec.
Donate body parts, particularly their organs. 4 Democrats sponsored this bill.
Mm-hmm. Do they
Do we not
need organs desperately?
Well, okay, so let's address that real quick.
Mhm.
Yes, there are many people in this country. Maybe I don't know about them specifically, but yes, there are many people in the country who are in need of organ donors.
True.
But you shouldn't have people in a state of duress essentially make decisions about whether or not they donate an organ. You know what I'm saying? There's a power imbalance here that the Democrats who decided that they want to sign on to this should have thought about. But let me give you the details on what the bill would do. So the bill is called HD 3822, and it would establish a bone marrow and organ donation program. Through the program, prisoners would be eligible to have their sentence reduced anywhere from 60 to 365 days if they donate organs or bone marrow. So you can donate, you could be a living donor if you're looking to donate a kidney. You can live with 1 kidney. You could also be an organ donor if you want to donate, part of your liver. Apparently the liver regenerates, which is freaking incredible.
You can do a lobe.
I don't know what that is.
It's part of it.
Oh, it's called a lobe?
I think so.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so
I'm not a doctor, to be clear, but I have watched a lot of House.
Okay, so there are ways to be a living donor, but that is a serious decision that you should make in a context where you're not in a cage, okay? And where you're being offered a shorter time in the cage should you decide to be a living donor. Let me give you more. So the bill is sponsored by 4 Democrats. The sponsors of HD 3822, all legislators of color who have supported health equity and prison reform, told CBS Boston that they were concerned with the shortage of donors of color compared with the preponderance of people of color waiting for organs. Matching racial or ethnic backgrounds can improve the success of an organ or bone marrow transplant. Anyway, I don't know how true that is, but nonetheless,
I believe there's a lot of different factors that go into it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Really? Like what?
Familial connection, lots of stuff. There's a lot of genetic markers that get you up or down that scale, and that could have a really big effect on it.
I'm not an expert at it. I think
I am. Like I said, I've watched House.
Okay. Anyway, this is incredibly cruel, and I don't think this is the right way to go about this, right?
Yeah.
Because again, you're enticing people in a terrible position to give up part of their body in order to get out of that terrible position a little quicker.
Yeah. Can we put up that last graphic for a second?
Sure.
Because I found the last sentence to be I maybe would have worded it differently. They said the program, quote, would restore bodily autonomy. I don't think that means exactly what you think it means. Taking a part of your body out and giving it to someone else is technically autonomy for the body part, but I don't think that's what people were looking for. Yeah, look, this is the sort of idea that maybe freshman in college gets high and is I can solve this problem or something. Until you think about it, for a single second, they'll make the sentences longer going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you assume that all else would be equal? This is worse, the sentence is longer, or God knows what. I think the last message that we need to send to incarcerated people, just in case they haven't gotten it, is that we see them as meat. And that's it. They're not real people. They don't deserve consideration or empathy. They certainly shouldn't vote. All you are is a kidney, some lungs, and a liver walking around, and maybe the heart or the brain. We'll see. Maybe like a payment to the family if you donate one of those. I get that you want to solve this problem, and I get that it's complex. It's technically easy to solve. If everyone just routinely donated things like bone marrow, it would be solved, but that's shockingly difficult to get people to do. I understand that.
By the way, donating, I know this, I've experienced it. Donating bone marrow is not a small thing. It's not the same.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's actually, I don't want to discourage anyone from doing it. You should do it if you want to. I wanted to do it because there are a lot of people who are in dire need of bone marrow. Anyway, it's not easy, and it's pretty painful. And some people, it takes a while to recover, as long as a month in some cases. They'll feel fatigued and all of that. Again, I'm not saying all of this to discourage you. I think it's wonderful when people do this.
It also could save a life.
It could save a life, exactly, which is why I felt, 2 people very, very close to me were diagnosed with blood cancer last year. And I was like, I want to do something.
Well, and as bad as that is, taking one of your kidneys or part of your liver, it's not like they just pluck it off your body like it's a ripe plum.
So I wanted
to... That's surgery. People get sick, they die.
So I wanted to address that because I think that's the other part of this that is just, I think, potentially devastating. Think about the recovery that your body needs to go through after donating an organ. You want to be comfortable and you want to be in a safe place where you get the medical care that you need. Now think about what the conditions are in prisons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not comfortable with someone recovering from donating an organ in a prison. Like, that's nuts.
Well, I mean, look how people were treated, with COVID during the pandemic and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, just all of this reeks of, what can we mine from, 2000s era sci-fi movies? This is like The Island, basically. There are other solutions to the problem. There's got to be. We can incentivize people, with something other than cutting their sentence.
And look, this is an issue, the lack of organ donors, that is an issue. There are 22 Americans who die every single day in America as they wait for an organ that they need. So this is definitely a problem.
They say the most people die on New Year's. That's when harvesting is more fruitful, like New Year's, because people drink a lot and they celebrate New Year's and shit like that. So the best time for any kind of organ donating is around that time. But that right there is this is just crazy if you ask me. But they say they don't have enough people donating, so now they're actually going into the prison system. And as you know, some of these people are criminals that's there. They might give their organs up, but like, how much of your organs can you give away? Like, when you get cut, you're never gonna be the same again, no matter how much time you do surgery. Sometimes it takes years upon years for you to heal. And sometimes you don't even recover back from that, because once the knife cut that area, it's very painful. You know what I'm saying? But that right there is just crazy if you ask me. But moving forward, check this out.
We also take all children from organizations, including foster care. They are just taking this to the extreme. And it says the production is once they receive these babies, the meat is cured and dried, similar to that of beef jerky, so that it doesn't spoil and is preserved longer. And then they refer to having a Dahmer's mini camp. You are what you eat. And the target market for this is low-income, poverty areas and countries. So once again, we are going after areas in our country. We know that Planned Parenthood, right, has always gone after the black population.
Now watch this.
And so to me, this feeds right into that.
The organization's president, Lila Rose,
The goal of the project was to determine whether Planned Parenthood officials would accept financial donations on the condition that the money would only be used to eliminate African Americans. The following clips are from the actual recordings of those conversations.
That's what Planned Parenthood was. When I underwrite abortion, does that apply to minorities too?
If you specifically wanted to underwrite an abortion for a minority person, you can target it that way. You can specify that that's how you want it spent.
Okay, yeah, because there's definitely way too many black people in Ohio, so I'm just trying to do my part.
Okay, whatever.
Well, blacks especially need abortions too, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, for whatever reason, we'll accept the money.
So the abortion could be, I could give money specifically for a black baby. That would be the purpose.
Yes, absolutely. If you wanted to designate that you wanted your gift to be used to help an African American woman in need, then we would certainly make sure that that gift was earmarked specifically for that purpose.
Great, because I really face trouble with affirmative action, and I don't want my kids being disadvantaged, against black kids. I just had a baby. I want to put it in his name, so that's definitely possible.
Oh, always.
So would it be possible for me to donate that money specifically for these minority groups so that they could have access to abortions?
Yes, it would be.
Wonderful. And could I specify that abortion be done, or those abortions be done for a particular minority group, or how does that work?
If you wish, you can.
Okay. So for example, the black community in Tulsa, because I have connections with that, would it be possible to give the money specifically for that?
You sure can.
Wonderful. Great. So can I give you my credit card number?
Yes.
Wonderful. Just one more thing. The abortions will be done specifically for.
So basically, that guy is targeting the black community, and they do all of this stuff when it comes towards minorities, which they call us, but we're not minorities, we're the majority. So your best bet, people, don't make what you can't afford, where you don't have to end up in a situation like this. And then sometimes things happen that's beyond our control. So always make sure you protect yourself. I'm not too crazy about that Planned Parenthood stuff. If you're gonna have unprotected sex, I highly recommend, in my opinion, not no relationship advice or guru or whatever, is go on birth control and use a condom and protect yourself and stay safe out here, because there's an attack on the black community, and we gotta band together, we gotta stick together, we gotta protect our people, and we gotta create more community centers for our youth to teach them about Planned Parenthood, because they don't teach us this in school. They have us where they give us CHIM. Like, what is CHIM? Is that even a curriculum? Is that important? Like, yeah, we need to do better. We need to educate ourselves when it comes to our stuff like this. Anyway, thanks again for joining the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Over and out. And remember, this is for educational purpose only.